You know what most contractors do with their money? They throw it all in one big bucket, pay whoever screams the loudest, and then pray there's something left over at the end of the month for themselves. And you know what? That prayer usually goes unanswered. I'm Wade Carpenter, CPA and author of Profit First for Commercial Construction. Today we're talking about why traditional budgeting fails contractors and why the allocation first approach actually works. Because here's the truth. If you're still running your business on annual budgets with one operating account, you're not managing cash flow. You're just hoping real hard and calling it a plan. Let me ask you something. How many of you spent January making a beautiful budget for the whole year, nice spreadsheets, forecasts, the works, and by March that budget was as useful as a screen door on a submarine? Here's why annual budgets fail in construction. They don't match reality. You're planning expenses 12 months out, but payroll hits every single week. Vendor bills come in on their schedule, not yours. Customer payments, those arrive whenever they feel like it, and half the time with retainage held back.
Traditional budgeting says pay all your bills first, then see what's left over for profit. That's backwards. It's like building a house by pouring the walls first and hoping you can squeeze a foundation under it later. You wouldn't frame a building without checking the foundation first. But that's exactly what you're doing when you pay bills before allocating cash to its proper purpose. And here's the kicker. Most contractors are running everything through one bank account. Job money, overhead money, that deposit from the Johnson job, your quarterly tax payment, it's all mixed together like concrete in a mixer. You have no idea if you made money on that last project or if your office rent just ate your lunch.
So here's where Profit First for Commercial Construction comes in and flips that whole sequence on its head. Instead of paying bills first and hoping profit shows up, you allocate cash to purpose-built accounts the moment the money arrives. Then, and only then, you pay bills from those buckets. This isn't some complicated system. Think of it like setting up your personal budget. When your paycheck hits, you don't pay all your bills and hope there's grocery money left over. You set aside rent money, grocery money, gas money, then pay yourself from those buckets.
PFCYT does the exact same thing for your business, but with construction-specific accounts that match how the money actually flows. Here's the discipline that changes everything. Allocate before paying. Not after, not when it's convenient, not when you remember. Every single time. Because let me tell you, when payroll's due on Friday and the operating account looks a little light, the temptation to borrow from job money is stronger than gravity. But once you break that discipline, your cash signals get muddy and you lose the ability to see what's really going on. The account structure. Separate buckets for separate jobs.
All right, let's talk about what this actually looks like. Instead of one big community checking account, PFCYT breaks your cash into separate accounts and each one has a specific job.
JobEx, Job Expenses Account. This is where all your direct job costs go. Subcontractors, materials, job-specific labor, bonds, permits, equipment rentals tied to projects. Every dollar that touches a specific job flows through this account. Why does this matter? Because it prevents the number one cash flow killer, using job money to cover overhead. When JobEx is separate, you can actually see if you're making money on your work, and your subs get paid reliably, which means they'll actually show up for your next project. OpEx, Operating Expenses Account. Office rent, insurance, administrative payroll, equipment payments, and here's the smart part. It includes cash outflows that don't show up on your profit and loss, like principal payments on loans. Your P&L might say you made $30,000 last month, but if $15,000 went to paying down equipment loans, your actual operating capacity is only $15,000. The OpEx account tells you the truth, your profit and loss won't. Residual revenue. This is your profit, owner's comp, and tax pool. The formula is simple. Revenue minus JobEx minus OpEx equals residual revenue. That's what's left to distribute. No guessing, no hoping, no let's see what happens. It's just math. Then you've got your CapEx account, which pre-funds equipment purchases over time from OpEx, so you're not scrambling to buy a truck at tax time. And your job deposits liability account, which keeps customer prepayments honest until you've actually earned that money. Now here's where this system really proves itself, in your bidding.
Most contractors estimate it like this. I need a 25% margin, so I'll mark up everything 25%. But when that money hits your account, there's no guarantee your bank structure can actually support what you just promised.
PFCC uses something called the Allocation Calibrated Estimating Sheet. Before you submit any bid, you run it through one simple test. Can this job actually fund my JobEx percentage, my OpEx percentage, and the profit owner tax percentage I need to stay in business? Let's do the math right quick. Say you're bidding a $100,000 job. Your targets are 1. JobEx. 65% is $65,000. OpEx, 20% of $20,000. Profit owner tax percentage of $15,000. If your actual direct costs, subs, materials, labor, come in at $70,000, this bid fails the test. Either you raise the price, you find a way to deliver for less, or you walk away. This simple check prevents the classic contractor mistake: winning jobs that look good on paper but can't actually fund your business model.
Look, traditional budgeting plans expenses and hopes profit shows up somewhere at the end. Profit first for commercial construction funds priorities first, and profit shows up by design. The difference isn't just better bookkeeping, it's steadier subs who show up when you need them. Fewer 3 a.m. panic attacks about payroll. Bids that actually pay for themselves, and a business where you can finally see where your cash is going before it's already gone. If you're tired of the monthly cash scramble, if you're done robbing Peter to pay Paul, if you want to build a construction business that actually works for you instead of the other way around, grab a copy of Profit First for Commercial Construction on Amazon, or head over to profitfirstconstruction.com and schedule a call with our team. We help contractors just like you implement this system so you can stop guessing and start knowing where every dollar belongs. Hit subscribe if you want more straight talk on construction cash flow. And remember, your bank account should read like a blueprint, clear enough that anyone could follow it. That's what we're building here. I'm Wade Carpenter. Build well and build profitably.